Listen closely, for I am Kira, the harbinger of divine justice. The story begins when an extraordinary tool called the Death Note, a notebook of death, fell into my hands. It was no mere coincidence but rather destiny's call, a chance for me to reshape the world as I saw fit. With the power to decide who lives and who dies, I embraced my role as the judge, jury, and executioner. I became the symbol of justice that the world desperately needed, cleansing it from the plague of criminals and evildoers who had eluded conventional law enforcement for far too long. The rules were simple. By writing a person's name in the death note while picturing their face in my mind, I could bring about their demise. It was a power that set me apart from the ordinary masses, a power that elevated me to the status of a god. The news spread like wildfire, and fear gripped the hearts of criminals worldwide. They called me Kira, a name whispered in terror and awe, for I was the embodiment of divine retribution. The world had never seen such a force, such a wielder of absolute justice. But I soon attracted the attention of a brilliant detective known only as L, a worthy adversary who sought to expose my true identity and bring me to justice. Our cat-and-mouse game began, a battle of wits, strategy, and mental fortitude. To maintain my facade, I had to outsmart L, concealing my true identity while continuing to dispense justice with the stroke of my pen. I carefully manipulated events, covering my tracks and leaving no trace for L to follow. I was a phantom, an enigma, a force that operated in the shadows. As the conflict escalated, I encountered another individual who possessed a death note, the charismatic and unpredictable Misa Amain. She became both my ally and my devoted follower, sharing my vision of a world free from criminals. Together, we formed an unstoppable alliance, uniting our powers and ensuring that no obstacle could stand in our way. However, L's persistence and intellect posed a significant threat to my grand plan. We engaged in a battle of intellect, constantly one step ahead of each other. The tension grew, and the stakes soared to unimaginable heights. Ultimately, I devised a plan that would eliminate L once and for all, securing my position as the ultimate arbiter of justice. With L's demise, I believed my reign would go unchallenged, and the world would bow before Kira's might. But my victory was short-lived. A new generation of successors emerged, Mir and Mello, who continued L's pursuit of justice. They were determined to expose me, to prove that no one could play God without consequences. As the final battle unfolded, I faced setbacks and challenges, but my unwavering resolve pushed me forward. I refused to let anyone thwart my divine mission. Sacrifices were made, lives were lost, but I remained resolute. In a climactic confrontation, my path intertwined with Mir's, and the battle for the fate of the world reached its pinnacle. Plans were executed, minds were tested, and in a desperate move, I gambled everything, using my intellect and sheer willpower to claim victory. But destiny had a cruel twist in store for me. As the truth unraveled and the weight of my actions bore down upon me, I was consumed by my own hubris. In my relentless pursuit of justice, I had become the very thing I sought to eradicate, an embodiment of evil. In the end, I paid the ultimate price for my deeds. My name, Light Yagami, was etched into the death note, sealing my fate. The world bid farewell to Kira, the god of the new world, as I succumbed to the darkness I had unleashed. This is the story of Death Note, a tale that delves into the depths of morality, power, and the limits of human ambition. It serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us that even the most righteous intentions can lead to one's own downfall.